us about some of his exploratory diving. Where did you go, Jeff? Right there. All right, let's give him a round, you guys.
Thank you. You don't mind if I use the microphone?
Please.
All right. Diving in Albania. Thank you, Joe, for inviting me back. I hear that it was a very entertaining presentation the last time, and I've had to cut a very long presentation down to 30 minutes. So to put everybody in the mood here, I'm going to wear a traditional wool Albania hat, just to make you feel like you are in Albania. So let's get to it. I got 30 minutes. Where is Albania? Not too many people know anything about Albania. It is just east of the boot heel of Italy. Okay, this is a 40-second blurb from 1959.
Soviet Premier Khrushchev arrives in Tirana, capital of the red satellite state of Albania, to begin a lengthy visit with mysterious overtones. The tiny nation off the beaten path to anywhere is about the size of Maryland, but about half that state's population, enough to justify perhaps one day's sightseeing. The Red Premier's arrival is the signal for a convocation of top communist brass, including East German Prime Minister Konoval and high officials of Red China and North Korea. A major Red get-together in the tiny state. It is the Soviet bloc's sole outlet on the Mediterranean. A mysterious mission for Khrushchev, in perplexing counterpoint to the Geneva talks on a European settlement.
Okay, so Albania was ruled by an evil and paranoid dictator named Enver Hoxha from 1946 to 1985. It's one of the poorest countries in Europe. It's got a 60% Muslim majority. It was one of the last Eastern Bloc countries to transform from communism to a free market economy. Their pyramid-style banking system collapsed in 1997, throwing the country into anarchy. It became a member of NATO in 2009, and with international aid, Albania has restructured and is trying to join the European Union. Enver Hoxha's legacy still is very apparent. There's 700,000 to 1 million of these mushroom-shaped concrete bunkers. He was so paranoid and afraid of invasion, not only from the West, but from other Soviet bloc countries, because he basically upset everybody. Some of the big ones have been turned into bars and restaurants. The small ones are just ignored and built over. Albania is a country of extreme contrast. You can find a lady walking by in almost a full burqa, passing by women who are almost naked. You can see a brand new Mercedes-Benz pass by a donkey or a horse-drawn cart. They love George W. Bush. He helped them get into NATO, and they love the United States. There's a road, George W. Bush, Ruga, I think that means road in Albania. That's in Tirana. And some city in Albania actually has a statue of George W. Bush. There's cafes, there's restaurants named after George W. Bush. He's more popular in Albania than he is in the United States. So, that's W, that's June. So why did I want to go to diving in Albania? Yeah. Well, I'm a cubicle jockey. For 10 years, I have been systems programming in a small cubicle in a basement, no windows. The highlight of my week was maybe I could run some cable underneath the raised floor. Plus, I had a psychotic wife that was making me miserable. So I did what anybody would do. I had her committed and deported. When she was gone, I said, you know what? That stress is out of my life, and the only thing that made me sane was diving on the weekends. I wanted to take a diving trip. But where to? I did not want to get stuck at some resort talking to other American tourists. Not that I have anything against American tourists, but where? I wanted an adventure. So I found the Polska Baza Nurkowa w Albanii. And the only person that knows if I pronounce that right is Merritt. It is the Polish diving base in Saranda, Albania. It's a full service diving base. They have a boat, instructors, full menu, air fills, equipment, everything. Okay, so this is where I was going to go. So I did what everyone should do: get a passport, learn some survival Albanian, like I am Jeff, I need a beer, how much do I pay? For the entire year, I was telling people, hey, I'm going to Albania. I'm going diving in Albania. Come with me. Everyone thought I was joking. So in February of 2012, I contacted Greg Deningowski, who ran the Polish diving base in Albania. Contacted him on Skype, and he said, unfortunately, our Albanian business partner retreated from the business and we lost the facility, so we are looking for a new partner, but it is difficult to say what will happen. I will keep informing you. Well, that's really a shame. I was planning to go to Albania just for the diving. Unfortunately, I don't know of any other place that offers scuba diving there. Is there any? He says, there is no other place for the moment. There's no chance for sport diving in Albania. Closest to Albania will be Montenegro, a few dive centers in Budva. It's only 150 kilometers away from Tirana. Well, I told people I was going to Albania. And people were like, oh, sure, Jeff. You were going to go to the Polish diving base in Albania. So I was determined to get to Albania. I wrote to the city of Saranda, the Albanian Center for Marine Research. I found an Albanian YouTube member who posted a video diving with the Polish diving base. Ecotourist in Porta Palermo, Albania, on their website states they offer diving. So it's on the internet. It's got to be true, right? I mean, this is their website, 7 days of diving in Albania. Well, I never heard back from the city of Saranda. Maybe no one spoke English, I don't know. I did hear back from the Albanian Center for Marine Research. Your question has a long and difficult answer. Recreational diving is still technically illegal in Albania. The Polish diving base claims they offer day trips, equipment, etc., but the local authorities do not recognize them as a legal entity. Our organization is making strides to open up recreational diving activities in Saranda, and we hope to start running some trips this summer. That was back on Derek Smith, Albanian Center for Marine Research. Yeah, well, guess what? They never did. So I heard back from Ecotourist in Porta Palermo, dear Mr. Jeff, if you want to come to Porta Palermo, where the seaside is better for diving, I can help you with bodice weights, programs, and other dates. For a diving partner, let me discuss with some divers after you give me concrete days. Regards, Jamal Mato, Ecotourist. Well, of course, the diving is better in Porta Palermo because this is where the guy has his bungalows. I heard back from the YouTube subscriber, Al Sheep. Well, I'm glad to talk to someone who chose Albania as a diving destination, having in mind you are from the USA. Well, the situation here is messed up. We don't have diving laws, that is true, but it's not that diving is illegal. The real problem in Albania is that those few Albanians who know how to dive and may have some equipment, they think they're too awesome to collaborate or accept friends as co-divers. I do have a friend that might be able to help. His name is Jamal Mato. So Jamal Mato has equipment. Edith is a diver who drove to the Polish diving base. So possibly this trip might come around. This picture has absolutely nothing to do with diving in Albania. It is simply to remind me I didn't hear anything from anybody for almost 3 months. And then out of the blue in June, got a message from Edith. Hey Jeff, what's up? Still interested in diving Albania? Remember Jamal Mato? I had a chat with him and he is ready to lend me the equipment he has so I can host divers during July in a small eco village in Porta Palermo. If you have time in July, if you are up to some shore dives, including the Providus wreck, I will have to be very honest with you in every point so I'll make clear what is happening. I have 50 dives and I'm only a patty open water diver, even though I've been said to be a good diver. No insurance of any kind exists in Albania, and our hospitals don't have a clue on how to treat diving depth-related accidents. There is no decompression chamber either. We don't have a boat, and if we want to move besides Puerto Palermo with other equipment, we have to rent a car, because I'm not going to have a problem to provide one myself. I'm not a professional, I'm not an extreme diver or adventurist. My offer is very sincere, and if you are experienced, then we can have some secure, nice dives together in a friendly way. Edith Rizal, tour guide. As safety concerned as I am, I did what anybody would have done. I booked the trip to Albania. These were in English. These are practically cut and paste. So I arrived in Tirana, July 8th, 2012. And here's a video, it's a 90-second video of the first few hours in Albania.
Cheers from Albania.
Cheers, Edith.
Yeah, I think so.
I haven't had any problems at all.
Yeah, till now. Wait, you have been for some hours here, so you may have some problems. Albania for foreigners is safe, but it's a problem for Albanians. For Albanians, it's not safe to be in Albania. But about foreigners, is the best place to be.
Where's Bart Simpson?
Yeah, Bart Simpson right here. Right here.
Oh yeah, Bart Simpson.
So this is the Albanian graffiti, which is
Albanian graffiti.
yeah, it's not an art. You have some swearings here and stuff.
Yeah, any gang riding?
Yeah, gang riding, something like that.
What, they have gangs here?
Yeah, but they are very stupid gangs with children. Nothing serious.
Oh, I see.
They tend to kill each other, but they're just kids and
They
stupid.
don't kill Americans, do they?
No, they have nothing against America.
Oh, yes. Okay, so he took me on a short walk of downtown Tirana. That is, I can't even think of his name. Skanderbeg, that's right. Skanderbeg, the national hero. To the left is the tallest building in Albania at about 25 feet. Excuse me, 25 stories. Sorry. Okay. In communism, all the buildings were gray. And in 2000, they started painting them multicolors. This is an Albanian version of McDonald's called Kolonat because it's between columns. And believe it or not, I've heard their food is worse than the original. This is officially the president of Albania's house. It's sort of like our White House. But none of the Albanian presidents have ever lived here because their personal houses are much nicer than this. So the next day, we're collecting gear for the ride down south to go diving in Puerto Palermo and Saranda. I guess we have enough time to roll this. Okay, diving in Albania 101. Bring your own compressor.
Your own tanks and weights.
And yeah, bring everything because there are no dive shops.
It's safe, right?
I hope. Well, it better be safe. We're going to be breathing out of that thing.
No, I think it's safe in the car.
Oh.
No bumps or stuff.
Okay, so we're on our way to Puerto Palermo and then to Saranda. It's about a 6-hour journey. Superstition. Albanians hang a lot of dolls outside their homes to ward off evil spirits. You see this all over the place. So we stopped by this one seaside resort to have a beer. Had to take a picture and include it here because the water is so warm and clear. I have no idea why they even have a pool. So when we get to Vlore, we made contact with an Italian-trained Albanian diving instructor who has tanks and a compressor in his apartment. We met him at the 4th traffic circle next to the mosque and followed him to where he lives. So we rented 4 full tanks from the guy. We're passing by a gypsy camp. Okay, so we have a compressor, 4 full scuba tanks, 2 empty tanks, all of our dive gear in a 1993 Opel Astra. We have to traverse this mountain. And he is going full speed because he doesn't want to lose momentum. There are no lines on these very sharp turns. And I thought to myself, if I'm going to die in Albania, this is how I'm going to die. Diving is nothing. But he pulled it off. This is the view from the top of the mountain. Okay, so this is on our way. God, pedestrian traffic in Albania.
Yeah, the sounds are very dumb.
Move your ass! Okay, so we've reached Porto Palermo. That's the bungalow. This is the view from the porch of the bungalow. That's Ali Pasha's castle, and that's the bay of Porto Palermo. Across the bay is the secret submarine base from the communist era. So the problem is that we have all of our diving equipment, but Jamal Mato decides he's going to take off to Tirana for whatever reason. So we had no idea where to dive. So the next day, Edith was supposed to pick me up after we filled the tanks for the portable compressor. He was 3 hours late, and I was very worried. I could not call him. So he shows up and says, "I'm sorry I'm so late. Do you know it takes an hour and a half to fill a tank with that portable compressor?" So we head down to Saranda. This is the view of Saranda from the Irish Youth Hostel. So our first dive, the fisher boat wreck. And I had a leaking hose. Well, he says, "What do you want to do?" I said, "Let me try and fix it." So I used rescue tape to fix it. It says, "Oh, rescue tape? Yeah, it's good to save a dive." Yeah, it saved 7 of mine. So we go off of the beach, and we're supposed to find a trail of tires, follow the trail of tires to a line, and follow the line to the fisher boat wreck. Oh, great, we're never going to find it. Edith led us right to it. Sorry I didn't have a better underwater camera, but... So the fisher boat was sunk in the 1960s, 1970s in a storm, and the Polish guys actually found it by interviewing a lot of the local residents. There's a lot of fishing nets, there's a lot of hazards, so... And that's me. And that's our dive master. We asked her to watch our stuff and make sure that we got out all safe. So sunset in Saranda. We woke up bright and early the next morning to do the Providus wreck, which is another beach dive. Well, they're all beach dives. So you have to swim 100 yards out to this buoy and then submerge. The buoy is on the bow of the Providus. And the Providus, I have no idea what that is, it just looks cool. So the Providus was sunk by the Nazis in 1943 when Italy surrendered to the Allies. Anybody who goes to the Providus always has a shot of the wheel. And there's still a lot of fishing nets. Visibility was a lot better. I just have a crappy camera and I'm not good with Photoshop. So there's the prop side of the hull. It's about 70 feet at the deepest, and the top, it's laying on its side. So the shallow part is 14 feet. It's actually a boating hazard. There's smokestacks propping me up. So we're on to our third dive, and some of these beaches are pretty hard to get to. So we ran out of the air that the instructor gave us. We were testing the air that We got off the portable compressor and it smelled a little bit oily. Edith says, well, what do you want to do? I said, I don't know. Is it an electric compressor? He says, yeah, it is. He says, Jeff, I'm telling you, I've had much worse tasting air in Tirana and I'm fine. So we went. Sirens Bay near Saranda. This was our shallowest dive at 35 feet. Here is a starfish, Albanian starfish. There was supposed to be a cave around here. Albanian scallop, I think. There was supposed to be a cave, we never really found it. This is a blob. I don't know why. It looked cool. It's a rock garden. Okay, so to get the oil out of our mouths, we had spaghetti and beer. Then we went straight to the ancient city of Butrint. This is the #1 tourist destination in Albania, and you'll notice by all the tourists around. These ruins date back from 10th century BC. So we went on to our fourth dive, Monastery Beach near Saranda. This was sort of a unique dive. The bottom was covered in some kind of a cotton candy type deal. I have no idea what it is. I wish I was a marine biologist. It looked cool. Even if it didn't. I'm diving in Albania. Not too many people dive in Albania. Interesting reef structure. Yeah, and Edith, I think, saved my life because I was about to do a header into this fishing net. And even though the Mediterranean is overfished, you still get to see some fish. It's a cool dive. So we stopped by a vegetable stand. They were out of tomatoes, so we went to the back field and picked some more. View of Saranda, view of Corfu, the Greek island of Corfu. So the next day, all we did was touring. This is the castle at Castle. This is a captured American spy plane. In actuality, the pilot had mechanical problems, had to make an emergency landing at Toronto Airport. They sent the pilot home and kept the airplane as a souvenir. Just over those mountains is the city of Lazaret. And Lazaret, up until just recently, was the #1 producer of marijuana in Europe. It was not controlled by the Albanian government, and they sent, I think this was only about 3 months ago, they sent the army in and basically waged war with the villagers to say, hey, you can't do this. Then we went to Blue Eye. This was supposed to be one of our dives. It is a cold water spring that comes out of the side of the mountain. But it's a cave dive. And Edith says, oh, don't worry. If we have problems, the water pressure is just going to push us both out. I said, you know what, I think probably what we should do is just have lunch. And you want to talk about lunch, we ordered fish and they catch it right there, even though this is cheating. So yeah, you want to talk about fresh fish and beer, excellent.
How was the food over there?
Excellent, excellent. As I said, well, I didn't say, but if you like organic food, you don't have a choice. You get organic food because the farmers are so poor they can't afford pesticides. So we're passing by another gypsy village. So we go back to Porto Palermo. Jamal has decided to go back to Porto Palermo to tell us where to dive. That's Jamal Mato, me, believe it or not, and then Edith. So, dive number 5, Ali Tapolina Island, Porto Palermo. We hired these kids in a pedal boat to basically bring us out to where we were going to drop. Paid them $5. Now, unfortunately, with all the weight in their pedal boat, it started leaking. So they waved to us. We go do our other dive. And the Polish guys didn't even dive. So this was an exploratory dive for both of us. Rock garden. Now this is Albanian ingenuity. It is a rock being used as an anchor. So that's the bar at Porto Palermo. During our surface interval, Edith took me on a tour of Ali Pasha's castle. He made his living basically by looting passing ships. and later became a somewhat of a political figure. Okay, so dive number 6, Port of Palermo Bay. We found someone with a little bit more stable boat. And this was a cool dive. There's artifacts from ancient shipwrecks. And I was told don't touch them because if you are caught with them, you'll get arrested. LA County Jail scares me enough. I can't even imagine going to an Albanian jail. So here's what's left of a wine vase. And Edith is a very good diver. He dropped his weights in the grass. I didn't think he would find him. He took care of business. And he was bored. I'm taking too many pictures. So, hungry Albanian cow. So our dive number 7, Lamani Beach, Amara. This was our last dive in Albania. And this was a very unique dive. It was our deepest dive at 130 feet. It has water, fresh water from the springs coming up out of the floor. Albanian mussel. So it distorts the visibility as you go over these freshwater vents. So here's Edith pointing at a Greek license plate that he found. That's how they point in Albania. So that was the end of our dives. We're heading back to Tirana. Interesting ride back. I only had 30 minutes. So how am I doing on time?
You're getting there.
26
Okay,
minutes.
so I'm getting there too.
Perfect.
Okay, let's roll. So Edith, how come all the cool restaurants are in like the back alleys and stuff?
Well, if they would be in the main street, they would be like overcrowded and they would lose their beauty, and I don't know. They wouldn't be so special. No?
Okay, that's cool. I'll have to remember where this place is.
Okay.
Well, Edith, thank you so much for the tour all over Albania, the 7 dives, the driving. It's been a wonderful experience.
Well, I would say the pleasure is mine, and I'm happy that I met you, and I'm happy that you had a nice time, and I hope that some other people would come and they would like the guys that I would be.
I invited everyone that I know, and the thing is,
I think they would be jealous if you.
They
saw
already-
the videos and pictures.
they already are. They already are.
You have enough time to come back to Albania, but it's going to be better than that.
Signing off from Albania.
Yep.
Thank you, Edith.
Bye bye.
Okay, so what's recreation and diving in Albania since 2012? Well, the government has come out and said, okay, you can dive here, but you can't dive here. You can dive here, but you can't dive here. They want to preserve their national monuments. The Providus wreck was cut. You can no longer dive the Providus wreck. So as a result of these new regulations, the Polish guys, well, they came back, sort of. Greg brought 50 tourists, 25 of them divers. Did the same thing they did before they left. And they were hassled by the police twice. Well, obviously it's a business. They don't have any business licenses or permits. He says, well, how do I get them? Well, I don't know. The Albanian government doesn't care. So, Greg and Edith go on Albanian TV and plead their case. And Greg wants to go back next year with some more tourists, obviously all legal. He's going to need the permission of the Albanian government. So if your life is boring, are you interested in going to Albania in 2016? If you are, I have a sheet here that I'm going to forward to Greg so he can present this to the Albanian government saying people aren't interested. And he does have some people going from Europe and Canada. So, Hawaii, from what I hear, is boring. Fiji, boring. Really consider Albania. And if you're interested, or at least consider a petition to the Albanian government. That's it. Thank you guys for coming.
Thank you, Jeff. That was very fun. Seemed like everyone really enjoyed it. All right.